Otherwise, the lunch break may be significantly cut short. So I request all of you to come inside quickly and then settle down in your seats. Meantime, let me welcome Professor Khadi to this meeting. Thank you, sir, for joining. And Dr. Khadi is a well-known veteran cotton breeder, research administrator. He is known for his work on colored cottons, so naturally colored cottons, not the dyed cotton, which is actually picking up in its demand in these days. He has been long associated with the University of Agriculture Sciences, Dharwad, and he has also served as the director of Central Institute of Cotton Research, which is the premier research of the country under the aegis of Indian Council of Agriculture Research, doing cotton improvement, and is located in Nagpur. So without much further ado, I would now hand over the floor to Dr. Khadi to give us a presentation on role of GM crops in food, nutrition, security, and beyond. Your original talk was slated between 11:45 and 11:15 and 45. So I would request you to, if you can cut short, because we are running behind schedule, to about limit your talk to about 15 to 20 minutes. That will be great. So we'll have some time for interaction as well. Dr. Khadi, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Can you?
You need to unmute yourself.
Yeah, can you see my slide? Hello?
We can see you and the slides.
You can see the slide? I already said. I already said. Can you see the slide? Hello?
We can see the slides and we can hear you also. Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, Chairman, sir, and the organizers, and also the participants. I am going to talk on the role of GM crops in a nutritional security, in food security, nutritional security, and also beyond. You know very well that India is a diverse country, and we have a population of almost 140 crores at present. And at present, we are second most populous country and going to be first populous country in a short period, surpassing the population of China. And we are also the seventh largest country in the world, with an area of 3.288 million square kilometers, and also long coastal line of 7,500 kilometers. And in India, again, a diverse country, where over 22 major languages and 415 dialects are spoken. Nearly half of the population in the country depends on the farm-based income and providing livelihoods. This was again yesterday told by our Director General ICAR. And also the agriculture accounts for 17 to 18% of the India's gross domestic product. And as far as the the planet Earth is concerned, I think out of 4 lakh plant species, 2 lakh plant species are edible for the human consumption, and 6,000 are used as food. 150 crops are cultivated on significant scale, and worldwide only 3 crops dominant food systems, that is the wheat, rice, and maize, which supplies almost 60% of the calories. But in India, in our National Agriculture Research System, we deal about 85 crops. And as far as the growth of the population is concerned, that is actually the at the time of independence, that is after the 1947, 1950, 51 census, it was the 51 million tons. And our area was, cultivable area was 100 million tons. And slowly, no, the population also increased. Every year we added almost minimum a crore population. That is, every decade a 10 crore population was added. And at the time of 1950-51, we were at begging bowl, but now we have become the self-sufficient. You can see the population growth also. 45, 55, 70, 87, 90, 118, at present 140 crores population. And but the area, cultivable area is again 102, now 146 million hectares. It cannot go beyond that. And now it is going to be between 140, 142 million hectares. And in 2020, 21, the production is of the, especially the food grains, 308.65 million ton. And this year already it has been announced that 316 million tons for the year 2021-22. And if you look at the, the graph, you can see the, the production and productivity has increased a lot. This is mainly because the earlier period we used the fertilizer and also the water usage, that is the irrigation system, and the hybrid technology. These are the 2-3 aspects which could able to, these technology could able to increase the production and productivity of the crop. And yesterday it was discussed about the regarding the production from 1950-51 to today. That is almost 6 times more in case of food grains, pulses 3 times, and 7 times oil seeds, cotton 12 times, like that. Almost all the crops as well as horticulture crops 3 times, and milk. We are #1 in milk production in the country. Fish, egg, meat, also a lot of production has increased to the extent of 12 to 63%. But nevertheless, still we import the some quantity of pulses and also more of oil seeds. Yesterday it was mentioned that almost 1 lakh crore rupees worth oil is being imported, edible oil. So we say always that we are self-sufficient. Definitely we are self-sufficient in the food grains and some other things, but especially the pulses and oil seeds, we have to again have more production to meet the requirement of the country. And if you look at the projections, I already told you from 1950-51 it was almost 51 million tons, and now it is 316 million tons. And by 2050 we have to have 450 million tons, because our population will be as estimated 165 crores. So in another 18 years, I think another about by 2050, I think we may have to add about 140 to 150 million tons. And also, if you look at the world, the area and also the arable land is just 10%. Total area of the earth is 30% in that 10%. And if you look at the population growth, almost it is nearing 8 billion now. And by 2050, it is going to be 9+ billion. And 2100, it is going to be 10 billion. And per person at present, the 2.2 hectare is the land. Whether is it sufficient to produce the food, to make it as a food security, that is a challenge. And as far as the developing countries are concerned, almost I think world must produce 60% more food for the 2050. Developing region is having the more because of the more population and also more requirement as compared to the developed region of the world. And our target was 300 million tons of food grain by 2030. But at present, I already told you 316. We have already reached 8 years before the target. But I think it is required to produce about 450 million tons in 140 to 142 million hectares with a productivity of 3.21 average, the ton per hectare. That is the requirement. we know very well that India is a land of contrast. We are proud of our country because it is the largest democracy and third largest economy, IT superpower, and also we also have a number of billionaires as compared to the in the world. And but also we feel very sorry now that our country also accounts for the 40% malnourished children, 50% suffer from the chronic and undernutrition, 20% people are still no, under BPL, that is below poverty line. The infant mortality is also more compared to other countries. And our Human Development Index is 122nd out of 172. And also as far as corruption is concerned, again, 87 out of 178. But these are some of the concerns. But our agriculture, Indian agriculture supports 16% of the world human population and 10% of the animal population. As far as our sources are concerned, we have 2% global land area and 4% water. And I told you already, the net sown area is 140 to 142 million hectare. With the 2% global land area and 4% water, we have to feed the 16% world human population of India and also 10% animal population. And the irrigation area also has increased from 1950. It was 21 million hectare. Now it is 62 million hectares. And the fruit production, already I have talked to you, that is from 51 million to the today it is 316 million tons. From the our country. As far as the loss of crops caused by the pests is concerned, that is most important. We have to look into rodents and other cities, almost 21%, insects 20%, disease 26%, and also through weeds 33%. It is very necessary to have the technology to combat these so that we can save the losses and make the requirement of the country in coming years, that is the 450 million tons by 2050. So I told you earlier we had number of the technologies which have helped us in bringing up our increasing our production and productivity. And now we may have to think of new breeding technologies. There are new few technologies are there. One can think of utilizing these technologies, and then we can come out with the again increase the production and productivity and meet the food requirement as well as nutritional requirement, and also beyond that, what are the requirements of the human being that can be thought of. First one is the plant genomics, marker assisted breeding, genetically modified crops, genome editing, there is a CRISPR-Cas method, others. And I am going to deal with the genetically modified crops here in this lecture, so that what are the things are going on and how these are going to help us in the food as well as nutritional security and beyond. And as far as the plant which have been genetically altered to express a desirable trait, that is, I told you that the insect, disease, weeds, and other things are taking full of the crop. How to take care of that? We have to breed the varieties resistant for the insects, diseases, herbicides, and also the environmental tolerance is also most important. And our food should be nutritious. So the increased nutritional value is also the another aspect which the genetically modified crops can give. And as far as genetically modified crops are concerned, it is, I think, at present 191.7 million hectares. The biotech crops have covered in almost 26 countries, and 17 million farmers are using these biotech crops. And earlier we used to say that hybrid technology is the fastest adopted technology, but in recent times, the biotechnology or the genetically modified crops is the fastest adopted technology, we can say. As far as the number of crops at present cultivated in the world, the genetically modified crops are concerned, 4 are most important. That is soybean covering 50% of the area, and maize 30.7%, cotton 13%, canola, that is a mustard, that is 5.3%. There are other biotech crops are also grown in the world. especially the sugar beets, alfalfa, papaya, squash, brinjal, potatoes, apples, so and so forth. There are many crops which are there, but as far as India is concerned, we are having only one crop already. Dr. Narayan said in earlier this thing that the cotton is the only genetically modified crop grown in our country. I would like to come to the first generation GM crops for the food security, and the crop should have the higher crop yields, increased profit, and reduced farm cost. These are the three things are most important for the food security. We have to increase the yield. For that, insect resistance we are talking. For the insect resistance, already the insect resistant cotton boll gourd is there, and corn yield gourd is there, corn borer resistant. Like that, many examples we can see. The bollworm resistant cotton, you can see the non-BT and BT. In spite of using the chemical control for the bollworms, the non-BT, the yield, and also the BT, the yield, you can just observe. So the genetic modification is really helping in getting the more yield and reducing the cost and also the profitability. This is the one example of cotton in India, BT cotton in India. Work started in 1995, but started cultivation in 2002 after the government permission. And at present, almost 12 million hectares we are cultivating the BT cotton. If you take the average of the entire country, the net economic benefit of the farmer is 12,375 rupees per hectare, and there is almost an average of 31% yield gain, whether it is irrigated or rain-fed or smaller or a big farmer. And pesticide reduction for the especially the bollworm is the 39% reduction in the pesticide usage is there, and increased profit of almost 88% one can see. And like that, there are some examples, but these are yet to be cultivated. Already the research has been done. Insect resistance rice, you can see the left side, the insect damaged, and the right side is the transgenic. You can see the field level also for the damaged one, and also the transgenic, it is resistant to the insects. Like that, Nigeria has come out with the actually the commercial BT cowpea, that is a pod borer resistant cowpea. They actually the loss was even up to the 80%, but at present I think they could able to combat the pod borer Maruca vitrata. Like that, brinjal, we know the story of the brinjal. Brinjal, actually in India also it has been researched and come out with a number of varieties and hybrids, and which are very the problem of fruit and shoot borer, the most devastating pest, reduces almost 70 to 80% marketable fruit. So with the BT gene introduction into the brinjal, it is possible to reduce the damage of the brinjal fruits as well as the shoot. And Bangladesh is the first country, I think you can see the BT brinjal eggplant cultivation was started. That is, even though the research has been done elsewhere, but they have a political will and a public-private partnership. Because of that, they could able to cultivate this and reduce almost 70 to 90% of the the insecticide usage, and produce more and also the good quality vegetable. And also it has been thought that if the India would have been released this BT brinjal, then 37% increased yield we would have got, and 77% of the reduction in the usage of insecticide, and increased net profit of 16,000 per hectare, and total 2,600 crores rupees one would have accumulated economic returns in India, but unfortunately it could not come true. But anyway, let us see in future. Likewise, in a tomato also, the fruit borer resistant tomatoes have been developed, but yet to see the light of the day. But These are the some of the things are going on, research and the things have come, and only we have to think of utilizing them. That is about the insect. Coming to the pests, especially the virus, you can just see here the virus resistant, the transgenic papaya. You can see the yield and also the potentiality of that, and also the left side you can see the devastation of the crop because of the virus. So how this technology is really helping to have the increased yield. Likewise, a virus resistant tomato is also there, and which has been already researched, and the things are available. But already I talked about how best the people can utilize this. GMO potato is also been developed resistant to late blight by transferring the genes from the wild relatives. Again, this is the most important staple food crop. The things are available, and the University of Florida has also developed genetically modified citrus with enhanced resistance to greening. That is, which is going to be a potential to the resist canker and black spot. These are the some of the examples one can see. And as far as the drought tolerance, also the sugar cane has been approved in Indonesia, and which is going to have less water and more yield, and tolerant to the drought. Such things are already approved. And as far as maize is concerned, there is a growth factor AN3 in Belgium, which has been utilized, and the transgenic maize has been developed to grow better, which grows better during the drought, and also better adapted to the threat of the global warming. This is another research. Coming to the weeds, weeds are taking the maximum toll, almost more than 33%. And in India, loses agriculture produce worth over $11 billion annually. And the most important crops are rice, wheat, and soybean. And there are 10 crops which have been depicted here. So one has to take care of the weeds so that it is possible to have more yield, more food, and also it can help for the food security. At present, commercially available herbicide-resistant crop varieties are soybean, maize, canola, cotton, and these are the 4 which are available in the world and are being cultivated. But people can think of utilizing these technologies and increase. This is the one soybean and the maize. You can see after the herbicide spray, only the weeds have died and the crop is luxuriant and coming up well. And also there was people used to say that glyphosate is going to be a human health risk, but no, it has been already said that the United States Environmental Protection Agency has released the results of its regulatory review glyphosate in that is January 2020. There is no risk of concern, but anyway, let us look into that when we are going to use those. And coming to the nutritional aspect, the micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals are most important. 1 out of 3 people in developing country are affected by the vitamin and mineral deficiencies, and 47% of the Indian children below the age of 3 are malnourished. And there are problems of vitamin A deficiency, then iron deficiency, iodine deficiency. These are the concerns. I think how this GM genetically modified crops are going to take care. That is going to be a second generation crops for the nutritional security. One can think of transgenic crops with potential consumer benefit of enhanced nutritional quality, vitamins and minerals, and modified oil. Oil is most important, and also enhanced shelf life. And there are biofortified GM crops are available. The manipulation of beta carotene biosynthetic pathway, golden rice, golden potato, super banana, so and so forth, and also expression of the ferritin, that is iron is most important nutrient, and also the vitamin E and foliate and others. There are many, the examples are there. Let us look into that. This is the one, the golden rice, which is been realized, after the both marker-assisted introgression and transgenic efforts made the golden rice a reality. And also from the daffodil, the 1.5 milligram of beta carotene per gram of dry weight was achieved. But with the golden rice 2 development, with the maize homologue, now the 23 times improvement in beta carotene content has been seen. That is up to the 37 milligram has been achieved. So it is going to be helpful for the reduce the color blindness by these. And also the the FSANZ, that is the Food Standards Australia, New Zealand have come out with genetically modified again the GR2 line, again the vitamin A rice. That is again another example which has been developed. And it is really interesting that again Bangladesh has come forward to grow this golden rice. So in Bangladesh also they have the vitamin A deficiency, which is affecting almost 21% of the children. It is mainly because of the political will and also the private-public partnership. And coming to the vitamin A and E containing higher content of especially in case of potato, Ohio State University and Italian National Agency developed a golden potato with improved level of vitamin A and E. This is also very, very important because it is a staple crop, and also the banana with vitamin A. Again, the human trial was going on, but still we have not heard how best these are going to be cultivated in future to help the human being. This ferritin in rice endosperm, you can see higher iron content in the GM rice also has been achieved. And innate potato has been approved by the United States. That is the not discolor when peeled, increased shelf life and decreased acrylamide and cooked at higher temperature has been achieved, and it has been approved in US. And coming to the shelf life, especially the expression of MADS1 and MADS2 genes was repressed in banana, which exhibited delayed ripening and also extended shelf life. And these are the increasing the shelf life in fruits like this. And also the pink pineapple, that is genetically engineered pink flesh pineapple, which is safe and nutritious, which has been developed in 2016 only. There are 2 types of pineapples available: extra sweet pink flesh pineapple and also the golden extra sweet pineapple. Again, these are the genetically modified crops. And also non-browning varieties of apple. It lacks a gene encoding an enzyme that causes plant cells to brown to exposure to the oxygen. So the Canadian approval has been obtained for the non-browning of the apple, which is a major problem immediately. And also the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, in collaboration with the Plant Biotechnology Lab Zurich, they have come out with a genetically modified cassava, because after the harvest of the cassava, there is a breakdown of during the storage, a breakdown of the starch. To combat that, through biotechnology, through genetic modification, they have come out with cassava, GM cassava. Like that, oil is also very, very important for food and non-food purposes have been achieved in the rapeseed and sunflower. And also, very well about the goshapal-free cotton, because cotton is also a rich source of oil. Other than fiber, we have oil of 16 to 20% and protein 16 to 20%. But presence of goshapal is making unfit for consumption. But now the goshapal-free cotton, it is possible to obtain by just silencing a gene which is converting the fernosol to the hemigoshapal. That is the thing. And the omega-3 fat, which is very, very important, that is EPA and DHA. which generally available more in quantity is available in fish oil. Now it has been made in the camelina sativa as well as the mustard. The two universities, Southampton as well as Pratham State Research, they developed the seed oil plant of camelina sativa using the genetic modification to produce the enhanced vegetable oil that contains EPA and DHA. That is the omega-3, which is the most important fact. And also, the Australia has transferred genetic mechanism from sea algae to the canola seeds. That is omega-3 canola. That is, you know very well that the fishes go into the deep sea, and the particular type of algae they eat, and the the accumulation of omega-3 in fishes has been seen. That particular from that particular sea algae, the genes genetic mechanism has been transferred to the canola and made high omega canola. Likewise, the biotechnology of flavonoids and color development helps in producing total natural color fibers. So, there are efforts are being done, but no much the achievements. But it is possible to have the different color flowers, like like flowers. We can have the fibers, cotton fiber also. That's what one can think of. The one which you are seeing here is the natural one which we developed. Which we developed at Dharwad, US Dharwad, the brown, green, and also light compared to the white. And also, it is possible to alter the shape, size, and color of the flower through the genetic modification, which is also being done. And we know very well about the technology that is a maize sterility technology, which will help to produce the commercial hybrid in self-pollinated crop. Already attempt has been made in India also regarding the the mustard, and different crops also one can think of the self-pollinated crops to have the commercial hybrid. One can have the hybrid that is a maize sterility technology through the genetic modification. Coming to the last, that is the third generation of GM crops, that is plant engineered for the production of animal protein, human protein, edible vaccines, and so on and so forth. And there are many examples are available here. I listed almost 20 life-saving drugs which have been produced through the genetic modification, that is the biotechnology. This is the one from the Mexican that is to reduce the hypertension. Because very well, hypertension affects about 30% of the world population. Amaranthine from the amaranthus has been transferred to the tomato to reduce the hypertension. This amaranthine is similar with the captopril, which is a common drug for the hypersensitive patients. So the GE tomato, it is going to be tested for the human for the hypertension. Like that, the vaccine corn, that is Monsanto as a team up, they have come out with the corn with the flu vaccine. That is a vaccine corn they call. So there is no need of pricks for the kids. One can think of having the vaccine corn, which can supply the for the flu. So the GM crops are regulated. We know very well. I don't want to go into details of this. And also there are concerns, somebody was asking about the effect on biodiversity, effect on human health, the toxicity, and indigenous cultivars, are going to be affected, and effect on non-target organism, microorganism, and horizontal gene transfer. These are some concerns we say, but there are many, experimentation and answers for these. And there are 6 competent authorities in our country also for approval of the GM crops, and also the Department of Biotechnology has prepared the above 5 protocols for the food safety and also the release of this. And that's all I wanted to say. The GM crops are here to stay. A good technology needs better management to ensure its sustainability. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Dr. Khadi. for, I would say, giving a wholesome appraisal of the GM crops in the context of nutrition and food security in the country. Thank you very much. I would have liked to have some interaction, but unfortunately, we have already eaten into the time of the next session. So I think we will just put our hands together to say a big thank you to Dr. Khadi for giving us a wonderful presentation.